Today we're not going to be talking about photography tips and tricks, or cameras, or lenses. I have a bit of a story time for you. It's a story about how one photo made me 600 euros in one go. This is a story on copyright infringement. It has unfortunately happened to me only once. I'm saying unfortunately not because I would like my photos to get stolen all the time. I definitely don't want that. But this was definitely the easiest money I've ever earned. Normally I have to work for weeks for the same payout. So yeah, don't ask me how to earn a lot of money for like every photo you take. But I thought I would film this video as more of a cautionary tale, I guess, for people who are just starting in photography and don't really know much about copyright laws yet, because this type of things are happening all the time and it is really important for you to, I guess, know how to react to, protect your work as well as your income. So, long story short, or long story long, I don't know. In March last year, I believe, it was right before my trip to Namibia, which happened in April, which made the whole experience even more interesting because I was without the internet for 3 weeks. But yeah, around March, I believe, 2019, one of my photos got stolen by a very big international fashion magazine that you all know, by the Australian edition of that magazine. And I won't be naming any names because we've resolved the situation very quickly in a very friendly way, so I don't think there's need to throw any names out there. But yeah, like I said, I just want to give you a warning so that you know how to react if this kind of thing happens to you too. So yeah, one of my photos got stolen. The way I found out about this was they accidentally, I believe, tagged me on Instagram, or maybe they thought I would be flattered or something like that. And normally I don't really mind my photos being shared on Instagram. Obviously a lot of accounts do it. They just take it, repost it, and they tag you, they give you credit. I actually don't really have a problem with that, especially if people ask me if they can use it. I just normally say yes, of course you can, just give me credit. But this particular situation was slightly different because my image was used for an advertorial on Instagram and on the magazine's website. An advertorial is basically an ad, but there's usually like some type of a content woven around it, like an article or like a video, whatever. So yeah, this magazine took my photo and used it in an advertorial for a very famous big Middle Eastern airline, which means that the magazine got paid by the airline for producing, the article and the imagery. So obviously my first reaction was, okay, this is not cool with me, right? Because they're being paid for essentially my work. But the whole thing went down very late at night when I was just like finishing up some work. I had like a crazy deadline, I remember. And I was like, I really can't deal with this right now. I'm gonna deal with it in the morning. But I just reposted it and shared it on my Instagram stories to just say something along the lines of, oh, how fun, my picture was stolen. Unfortunately, this is the quickest way to get the attention these days, because obviously companies, brands, whatever, are afraid for their like reputation being ruined. So unfortunately, tweeting it or mentioning it on Instagram story or something along those lines gives you the quickest response. They didn't respond to my message on Instagram, so I put it on my story and I finished up my work. I went to bed, and in the morning I was planning to write them an email. However, I already had an email waiting for me in my inbox. By the way, I also took all the screenshots straight away just to, have proof, because they could have just taken it down, when they saw me complain. So yeah. Anyway, they didn't, but yeah, they sent me an email apologizing basically and offering to me to either take my photo down or giving me credit. And again, some people who may not know a lot about copyright laws would just maybe say, oh yeah, credit is great, thank you. I have this like amazing reference with this like really big fashion magazine. But at that point, I already had a few years of experience working in PR and for a very big influencer. And because I was also dealing with contracts and stuff like that from time to time, I had to know my copyright laws. I knew that my work was protected. So basically I responded saying that there's no need for my picture to be removed at this point because they have already used it. It's already kind of, done its job. But I said it would also be great if they gave me credit and contacted the person that I could talk to about the payment. At that point, I expected a negative response or no response at all, because that's how most companies usually handle things, unfortunately. And because I'm a very small fish in a very big pond and they're quite a big fish, I was like, of course I'm not gonna be able to sue them or anything, so they'll just whatever disregard me. But funnily enough, they have emailed me back a few days later, and they offered me payment. In the meantime, I have already done my own research. I researched how big their audience is and how much I could charge them for a photo if they initially bought it for me. You basically take a look at the amount of followers, take a look at how many views the website gets, and with publications that's easier because they usually display it on their website, they have it public. And yeah, basically came up with a price, and I was actually surprised that in the email they stated pretty much the exact price I would ask for. So I accepted it, I made an invoice, I sent it to them, and a month later I got the payment. I know that I was very, very lucky because things don't usually get resolved this quickly and this amicably, but the fact that I knew my copyright laws and I, used all the terms in the emails definitely helped me. And also probably the fact that I do have an audience, even if just a tiny one here on YouTube and, Instagram, Twitter, whatever. And I would probably get it out there if they wouldn't cooperate, basically. So yes, I was very lucky. Like I said, the easiest money I've ever earned. And the funniest thing about the whole thing is, well, not the funniest, but the photo that they decided to steal was very low quality, because it was basically a screenshot of my Instagram image, and the image itself, it was taken with a point and shoot camera, not even with the proper, DSLR or anything like that. It was just a quick snap that I took at this fancy hotel room that I was staying at for the night, thanks to work. I was shooting there all day with my old boss, who is an influencer. And because we got the room for the night, I ended up actually staying there, and of course I had to document the experience, and I took a few photos for myself because it was a very expensive hotel room. It was a presidential suite, whatever, in central London. I think it normally costs 1,500 per night. So it's definitely the kind of hotel room I never stay at. I probably will never stay at again. So yeah, I wanted to take some photos for my own memory. I only had a little point and shoot with me because I used my boss's camera for all the proper pics earlier in the day. The magazine didn't even ask me for the nice high resolution original image, which again was taken with a point and shoot, so it was not that much of a high quality. But it would definitely be nicer on the website than, the screenshot of my Instagram image, which looked very grainy and stretched out when they put it on the website. But they didn't ask for it, and I didn't offer it because why would I? They stole it in the first place. So yeah, that was a quick story on how I was involved in my very first copyright infringement. I hope you at least found it entertaining, if not useful. I am thinking about writing a quick post on my freelance website, sandra.potisek.com, about how to basically react in this kind of situations, / how to form an email that's going to be professional and, contain all the legal terms and stuff like that. So if you are interested in that type of content, you can always just subscribe to my newsletter. I'll have it linked down below. This newsletter is specifically for my freelance website, where I cover topics like photography, content marketing, and social media. So if you are, working in the industry or you are interested in that kind of topics, definitely sign up, because I'll have a lot more articles coming up in the following months, I guess. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you have any photography topics you would like me to discuss, let me know down below, and I guess I will see you soon. Bye!
about to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking.